Hey everyone, Linus here. Today, we're going to walk through installing Windows 10. It might seem daunting, but trust me, it's easier than you think. We'll go step by step, and by the end, you'll be rocking Windows 10 like a pro. First things first, grab your Windows 10 product key. You'll need it during the installation. Don't worry if you can't find it right away, we'll remind you later. Now let's get this show on the road. Before we start installing anything, we need to talk about backups. Imagine this, you're halfway through the installation and BAM! Power outage. Without a backup, all your important files, photos, documents, that epic Minecraft world you've been working on, could be gone. So, before we even think about touching our hard drive, let's back up everything important. You can copy files to an external hard drive, a USB stick, or even upload them to a cloud service. Better safe than sorry, right? Now let's create a bootable USB drive. This is an essential step if you want to install or reinstall Windows 10 on your computer. Whether you're upgrading from an older version of Windows, setting up a new PC, or just need a fresh start, having a bootable USB drive makes the process smooth and straightforward. This is what we'll use to install Windows 10. A bootable USB drive is a portable device that contains all the necessary files to install the operating system. It's like having a Windows 10 installation CD, but much more convenient and faster. You'll need a USB drive with at least 8 GB of storage. This is because the Windows 10 installation files are quite large, and you'll need enough space to store them all. Make sure your USB drive is empty, or that you've backed up any important files, as the process will erase everything on it. Don't worry, everything on the drive will be erased, so back up any files you need. It's always a good idea to double-check that you've saved any important documents, photos, or other data to another location before proceeding. Once you're sure your USB drive is ready, we can move on to the next step. Head over to the official Microsoft website and download the Windows 10 Media Creation Tool. This tool is specifically designed to help you create a bootable USB drive. It's free to download and easy to use even if you're not very tech-savvy. Just follow the instructions on the website to get started. This handy tool will format your USB drive and put all the necessary installation files on it. The Media Creation Tool will guide you through the process, step by step. First, you'll need to accept the license terms, then choose the option to create installation media for another PC. Select the language, edition, and architecture, 32-bit or 64-bit, that matches your needs. Once it's done, you've got your very own Windows 10 installation media. You can now use this USB drive to install Windows 10 on any compatible computer. Simply insert the USB drive into the computer you want to install Windows 10 on, restart the computer, and follow the on-screen instructions to complete the installation. Congratulations, you're now ready to enjoy all the features and benefits of Windows 10. Now things get a little technical, but stick with me. We're about to dive into the BIOS, or UEFI settings of your computer. This is where the magic happens, and it's crucial for getting your system to boot from the USB drive we just created. Don't worry if this sounds intimidating, I'll guide you through each step. First, we need to tell your computer to boot from the USB drive. This USB drive contains the necessary files to start your system in a specific way, and we need to make sure your computer knows to look there first. To do this, we'll enter the BIOS or UEFI settings. These settings are like the control center of your computer, where you can manage hardware configurations and system settings. Turn on your computer and immediately start pressing the Delete key, F2 key, or F12 key. These keys are commonly used to access the BIOS or UEFI settings, but the exact key might be different depending on your computer's manufacturer. If you're unsure which key to press, you can usually find this information in your computer's manual, or by doing a quick search online with your computer's model number. Once you've pressed the correct key, you'll be taken to the BIOS or UEFI settings screen. This screen might look different depending on your computer, but the basic functions are usually the same. Look for the boot order or boot options menu. This is where you can change the order in which your computer looks for bootable devices. You'll want to set your USB drive as the primary boot device. This tells your computer to check the USB drive first when starting up. Navigating through the BIOS or UEFI settings can be a bit tricky, especially if you're not familiar with it. Take your time and read the on-screen instructions carefully. If you make a mistake, don't worry. You can usually exit without saving changes and start over. Once you've set the USB drive as the primary boot device, save your changes and exit the BIOS or UEFI settings. Your computer will restart, and if everything is set up correctly, it should boot from the USB drive. you'll see a different screen as your computer starts to boot from the USB drive. This is a good sign that everything is working as it should. Congratulations! You've successfully navigated the BIOS or UEFI settings and set your computer to boot from the USB drive. This is a significant step in managing your computer's startup process and can be incredibly useful for troubleshooting and installing new operating systems. Remember, the BIOS or UEFI settings are powerful tools that give you control over your computer's hardware and startup process. It's always a good idea to familiarize yourself with these settings, as they can help you solve many common computer issues. With this knowledge, you're now better equipped to handle your computer's boot process and make necessary changes when needed. Keep exploring and learning, and don't hesitate to seek help if you encounter any difficulties. Great job! You're well on your way to mastering your computer's BIOS or UEFI settings. Keep up the good work, and happy computing. Section 5. Booting from your USB drive. Save the changes you made in the BIOS or UEFI settings and restart your computer. Now, because we changed the boot order, your computer should boot from the USB drive. You should see the Windows 10 setup screen. It might take a few minutes to load, so be patient. Once it's ready, you'll be greeted by the friendly Windows Setup Wizard. Section 6. Navigating the Windows Setup. The Windows Setup Wizard will guide you through the rest of the process. You'll be asked to select your language, keyboard layout, and other preferences. Don't worry, it's all straightforward stuff. You'll also be asked to enter your Windows 10 product key. Remember that key we talked about earlier? Now's the time to use it. If you don't have it handy, you can usually skip this step and enter it later. Section 7, Partitioning Clean Slate or Keeping Things. Now comes an important decision. How do you want to install Windows 10? You can choose to keep your existing files and programs, or you can do a clean installation. A clean installation will wipe your hard drive clean, giving you a fresh start. If you're not sure which option to choose, I recommend a clean installation. It's like starting with a brand new computer. Plus, it can help improve your computer's performance. Section 8, After the installation updates and drivers. Now that you've successfully installed Windows 10 on your computer, it's time to ensure everything runs smoothly and efficiently. This section will guide you through the essential steps of updating your system and installing necessary drivers. Congratulations! Windows 10 is now installed on your computer. This is a significant milestone, but there's still some work to be done to ensure your system is fully optimized and secure. But we're not quite done yet. There are a few more steps to take to make sure your computer is running at its best. These steps include connecting to the internet, checking for updates, and installing the necessary drivers for your hardware. First things first, connect to the internet and check for updates. This is crucial because Windows 10 is constantly being improved with new features, security patches, and performance enhancements. By keeping your system up to date, you ensure that you have the latest protections against security threats and the best possible performance. Windows 10 is constantly being improved, so it's important to keep it up to date. Regular updates not only provide new features but also fix bugs and vulnerabilities that could be exploited by malicious software. To check for updates, go to the Settings menu, select Update and Security, and then click on Windows Update. From there you can see if there are any available updates and install them. Next, you'll need to install drivers for all your hardware devices. Drivers are essential software components that allow your operating system to communicate effectively with your hardware. Without the correct drivers, your devices may not function properly or at all. Drivers are like instructions that tell your computer how to communicate with your printer, graphics card, and other peripherals. Each piece of hardware requires a specific driver to function correctly. For example, your graphics card needs a driver to render images and videos properly, while your printer needs a driver to print documents accurately. You can usually find the latest drivers on the websites of your device manufacturers. It's a good idea to visit these websites periodically to check for updates. Manufacturers often release new drivers to improve performance, add new features, or fix issues. To find the correct drivers, go to the Support or Download section of the manufacturer's website, enter your device model, and download the latest driver version. Once downloaded, follow the installation instructions provided by the manufacturer. After installing the necessary drivers, it's a good idea to restart your computer. This ensures that all changes take effect and that your system is running smoothly. Once your computer restarts, take some time to test your hardware devices to make sure they are working correctly. Check your printer by printing a test page, play a video to test your graphics card, and use your mouse and keyboard to ensure they are responsive. In addition to updating your system and installing drivers, you may also want to customize your Windows 10 settings to suit your preferences. This can include adjusting display settings, configuring your network settings, and personalizing your desktop. Windows 10 offers a wide range of customization options that allow you to tailor your computing experience to your needs. Take advantage of the features that Windows 10 has to offer. Explore the Start menu, use Cortana for voice commands, and try out the new Edge browser. These features can enhance your productivity and make your computing experience more enjoyable. By following these steps, you'll ensure that your Windows 10 installation is fully optimized and ready for use. Keeping your system updated and installing the correct drivers are essential for maintaining a secure and efficient computer. Enjoy your newly set up Windows 10 system and happy computing. Section 9. You did it. Now what? That's it, you're done. You've successfully installed Windows 10 and your computer is ready to go. Now you can start installing your favorite programs, customizing your desktop, and exploring everything Windows 10 has to offer. If you have any questions or run into any problems, don't hesitate to ask. You can leave a comment below and I'll do my best to help you out. Happy computing!